Hi everybody. We are going to be making a lantern today. I had it up on the screen, but apparently I lost it. This one is the One Cut Gallery lantern that I made. Very similar to what we're doing today. And then I also made a Christmas lantern using the quilted Christmas cartridge. And that's the one we're going to be doing today, only we're going to use scenes from the Nativity. Okay, we want to start off with a new project, and we want to insert images. So I'm going to click on cartridge, and then I'm going to click on quilted. Quilt. Let's put quilt in. And a Quilted Christmas is the cartridge. It's an access. Oh, that would make a pretty lantern too. Might use that at a later date. And we're going to pull the images that have the most cuts on them. We're going to use this wise man. We're going to use, thank you OBS for sending me an email during the video. Don't you love that? If I was smart, I'd turn off notifications. Okay, I'm still here. I'm looking for the, okay, we're going to use this one. And the manger. I may have passed Joseph up. There's the little praying boy that we're going to do. Let's do the angel on one side. And we'll have to look back up here now for the ones I'm wanting. This is a really nice one to use for clings also. I chose all of the nativity clings from this one and separated them and just did the quilted one, which we'll be doing something similar to that today, making our lantern. Remember, we're learning together. Where did Joseph go to? It's not that Joseph. There he is, this one. And then I think I used the camel, this camel. Okay, let's insert these images. And we're going to shrink this screen so we'll have some workspace. And let's move them all over here just to get them out of our way. I think I got them all. I'm really not sure. We will have to resize some of them. Okay. Now, the lantern I'm going to do today is going to be a 5x5. And I'm just making it that width so that it's large enough to have Mary and the manger and Joseph on the same one. Oh, I got to unlock that square because we're going to actually make it into a rectangle. It's going to be 10 inches wide by 5, 10.5, because we've got to have a little bit of flap in order to glue to the other piece by 5. And we're going to duplicate that before we start adding things to it. Before we're over, I hope I remember to add the score lines so that they can be folded at the 5 mark and the 10 mark. Okay. What you want to do is actually take these apart and ungroup, and then one at a time, and you want this one much smaller, of course, because you've got to stay within this 5 inches. Give them a little bit of space. Kind of center it in the... Then we want to select it and this match. You can do that by clicking the Control key, or you can select them this way, where it gets both of them. And then you'll have an option to slice, weld, attach, or flatten. First, we're going to slice. And that, then remove these. We don't need those anymore. Now we're going to fit this one into it. And I probably should have resized that together. Let's see if we can do it this way. And it's okay. Oops, I'm going to arrange it to the front, or move square to the back actually. You could get it a little bit smaller where you have a little bit of a shadow. It makes the cut really nice then. Gives it a few more cuts that don't disappear. Okay, now we want to slice. So I'm going to select them. I'm sorry, weld. Is it weld? Yeah. Okay, now we have the manger. Baby Jesus in the manger. You know what? I'm going to undo that because I'm not getting his face, and I'm going to shadow it down this way a little bit. And now I'm going to weld again. See, we got a little bit more of him that time. That looks better. I'm curious why it filled in that space, though. Let's try that again. You know, a lot of times when you weld small areas, it will fill things in that you don't want it to fill in. Okay, let's grab those. See if it does it again. There we go. That's how we want it. Okay, then we want to find Mary. Oh, that's not Mary. And Joseph. That's the wise man. Put him down here. Make her just a little bit smaller. And we're going to put them kind of behind the manger, up above, to where they look like they're behind it. Okay, we need to ungroup them. And you have to do each one by themselves. Because remember, you can only slice 2 things at a time. Okay, let's get rid of that one. Get rid of that one. And then take the image. Okay, and notice again I'm not fitting it exactly in there so that I have a little bit more of an outline going on. Select those and weld. Let's do Joseph. It's going to be a tight fit. Okay, select them, slice. And then select and weld. Okay, we've got one side of our camera there. Oh, did it weld? Normally it turns blue. Let's try that again. Weld. There we go. Now, that's one side of your lantern. Okay? Let's see if we can do the rest very quickly. Let's do the angel. We want it a little bit bigger, don't we? Okay, ungroup. Watch your placement because you're wanting it in between the 5 and the 10 if you're doing a 5 by 10. You can do any size you want. And I'm using the control button to select those two. And it didn't. Slice. Remove that angel. Remove that one. Place it in here. Let's see, do we want it that way or that way? I like that way. Okay, select those and weld. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and save as Christmas Nativity Lantern. Just in case something happens. That takes a few seconds. And basically what you want to do with all of these. Now I've noticed right here there's some slice results that needs to get rid of, so I'm just going to hide it this way. Instead of going and hunting for it, I think it's behind here. Okay, let's do the king, one of the 3 kings. We're going to ungroup. Do we want him a different size? No, maybe not with the camel on the same page. Okay, take that over here. We want the camel behind him, I would think. Okay, we're going to use the control button, slice. The first time I did these, I just sliced them thinking that it would save, but then it leaves a lot of floating areas that you don't want. Those floating areas are just going to stay on your mat when you take your paper off. Okay, hit the control button, weld, and we have our wise man. Get our camel down here, ungroup him. Take the solid one, whoops, take the solid one, put him over here, and Control button to select those two, slice, get rid of that camel, get rid of this camel, and place this one in there. Looking good. Okay, our little prayer boy probably, wait, let's group him back before we, so that he can be a little bit larger. And now ungroup him. Watch where I place him. And then we want to control or select, slice, okay, just about done. Weld. Okay, we've got our pieces of our lantern. How big is this lantern? 10 by 5. Okay, it just got moved over, I guess. There we go. Okay, we want to get them both placed at 0 over here. Now we want to place our fold. We go into shapes, our score line, and we're going to need 4 of these score lines. You see, it's placed it right here. It needs to be at least 5.1 long. Make it just a little bit longer than your paper. Okay, then duplicate it 3 times so that you have 4 of them. And you want to place one at 4, one at 5, and one at 10. One at 5 and one at 10. Okay, then what I would do is take and select all those together. Let's see if I can get that right. And attach. Same thing down here. And attach. Then if we sized it right, it'll all go over here on one page. Oh, it's doing it because it's 2 different colors when we welded. So all we have to do is click here and move it to another mat. Move it over here to your first one. Or you could change the colors before you do that. And there you are. The next video will show how to put this together. It's really quite simple. Just fold and glue, and it'll show you examples of the others that I did. Hope to see you then.
Who are you talking to?
Bye-bye.
Look here. Huh? Who are you talking to? Me?
Well, a recording that's still going on.